Apple released macOS 15.4 sometime last night. The update is quite significant. I mean, the build number is 248, whatever that means. And the update came at a fairly large size, 6.17 gigabytes. I ran a benchmark before updating on the Mac M1 and I got these scores on Geekbench 6 before the updates. Yeah, this is macOS 15.3.2, and after updating, I was left with a slight decrease in single core and a slight increase in multi-core. So I would say, based on benchmarks, yeah, like raw performance, there will be no noticeable improvement. Yeah, it's just like a tie right now. One thing you'll notice that's new is a slight change in the software update section in settings. Now we check for an update. You can see it's up to date. This green icon, green and white, is now here. We didn't have this before, and that's technically what's changed here. Just the little rearrangements of these sections. In the mail app, you now get mail categories: primary, transactions, updates, promotions, whatever. Yeah. So it's nice. It was on the iPhone, yeah, and I think a lot of people requested that they add it to the macOS mail app as well. And Apple listened and did it, as you guys can see. So that's very positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 new emojis here. They're also on iOS 18.4 as well, and updated to match the latest Unicode standard. In photos, we now have an option to create a memory movie with Apple Intelligence and just a description technically. Yeah, so I can be like plants. I have no idea if this will work anyways, but yeah, you can see nice animation. It takes many of your images and makes something out of it. For podcasts, we have extra widgets now. Yep, a couple more different styles to add to our home screen. For Genmoji, the icon has been slightly updated. Yep, so that's this is Genmoji. I can see a carrot balloon. Okay, I didn't spell that well. For image playground, we have this new splash screen and continue. Now we can create a couple stuff, but this time we have a new style called sketch. Previously we had only the illustration animation here, but now we have sketch. So whatever you create, you can now remix it to a sketch looking art. Yeah. So let's say space shape. This is what we could come up with for image playground for the spaceship. We can change the style. Let's try illustration. And this is the illustration. Now let's try the sketch. And this is how it looks. When you check storage and you see Apple Intelligence, it takes almost twice as much the storage it took previously. That tells you that a lot has been added to Apple Intelligence since the last update. In the passwords app, you now get this fancy new green indicator that lets you know how much the time is left if you're trying to use a verification code. Yeah, so it wouldn't run out fast. Previously, it just showed a text, but now it shows a nice fancy animation. Because of the new M4 MacBook Air they released, we now have a new wallpaper, radial sky blue. Yeah, that's for the sky blue MacBook Air M4. Yeah, we have new Resident Evil games available on the App Store also. For Final Cut Pro, we have an improved magnetic mask. That's version 11.1. We also have like color corrections and stuff. We also have updates to adjustment clips, image playground generation and integration, and improved workflows. If you're someone that uses Final Cut Pro, you might be interested in this. Yeah, I use that a lot. One more thing you guys might want to know is that people that had issues with virtualization of other OSs like on the M4 Max, Apple said they fixed that issue with macOS 15.4. For the security updates, yeah, you can see there are many fixes. One with accessibility. It was like an issue where an app could be able to access sensitive user data. And now a login issue was addressed with improved data reduction. Also, I think there was one vulnerability we had with WebKit that was fixed earlier in the betas, but it looks like there are many fixes here. Apple sure did a lot of work. So anyways, those are like the main features that are very obvious when you update. Yeah, you notice most of these straight away, and you might need to also set up your Apple Intelligence again. Yeah, sometimes the language settings get messed up here. You might need to like make sure everything is set to the right language. Apple added support for a couple more languages in Apple Intelligence. And I think there was Australia added to the Siri voice settings. So that's technically all there is. I had it out.